Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome to a new video, welcome to the That Snapchat Yellow C6 YouTube channel. My name is Tyler. If you're new here, stop what you're doing, hit that subscribe button, or at least consider it, as I'm always making new car and Corvette content. In this video guys, I'm going to be going over how to change the oil in a 2009 C6 Corvette. In this video, I'm going to be showing you not only how to change the oil, but also the tools that you will need in order to change the oil. So first off, obviously, you're going to need oil. I personally use Valvoline 10W30 full synthetic and the AC Delco filter. Again, the first thing you're going to need is oil and filter. Don't forget, C6 Corvette holds 6 quarts of oil, so don't just get this, you need an extra. Okay, so you're also going to need a drain pan. It doesn't have to be anything special. As long as it'll hold a decent amount of oil, it should be fine. Third up, you're going to need ramps or a way to get the car up off the ground to get under. All right guys, you're also going to need a ratchet and a 15mm socket. That is for the drain plug. I will go ahead and say, as far as the oil filter goes, most people will use an oil filter wrench to pull off their oil filter. Personally, whenever I change the oil in my car, I hand tighten my oil filter back, which is still plenty tight enough. And whenever the engine builds pressure, it gets tighter anyway. In my opinion, there's no sense in absolutely yanking down on an oil filter with an oil filter wrench if it doesn't need it. Sometimes you have to pry and pull a little bit to get it off with your hand, but personally I like doing that better. And also on the C6 Corvette, the way that the oil pan is designed, it's hard to get an oil filter wrench depending on what kind that you use around it, because the oil pan casing kind of goes around the corner of the oil filter. If you're watching this and you do it a different way, you think my way's wrong, that's okay. It's more than one way to skin a cat. At least that's what we say in my neck of the woods. All right, also I've already checked, I'm good, but it would also probably be a good idea to check your oil before you actually change it. And the reason that you would do that is to make sure that you haven't lost oil, or you can tell if you're burning oil how much oil you are burning between your oil changes. I checked mine, I'm good. So the next thing that you'll need is to pull the car up on the ramps. Now, if you're by yourself, you need to be careful. I really don't recommend even doing it by yourself, as you could get hurt. Especially using the type of ramps that I am. You can get hurt using 2 people too, but it always helps to have a second pair of eyes so you can see when to stop and you get pulled up on the ramp. That's just how I do it. So I'm gonna go pull my cousin Josh out, and we're gonna get this thing pulled up on the ramps. All right, so I got my cousin Josh out here. He's gonna help me line it up and get it up on the ramps. Again, it's always a good idea to have somebody to help you. So I'm gonna hand the baton off to Josh here. All right, y'all, so as you can see here, I found a couple of little boards laying around. If you have those, that would definitely help to get it up on the ramps. Or if you had ramps or low profile ramps, which have longer arms, which means less angle, so the car could get up. But this is all we have for now, so we're gonna use these blocks and see how it does. All right guys, again, so I'm about to crawl under the car. You're gonna need a ratchet and a 15mm socket to get the drain plug loose. So if you crawl under here, see a little bit past the tire back here, is the drain plug, which is right here. So I'm gonna pull the drain pan under it to the right, because in the Corvette it shoots out to the right. You always wanna give it a little bit of distance. That way, when the oil comes out, it actually makes it in the pan. So all I gotta do is loosen this plug. You guys can see that, hopefully. Get behind it this way. All right, so broke it loose there. I always like to do, probably gonna be a little warm. It's always a good idea to probably let your car sit for a little bit. You can tell it's hot. All right. And we got the drain pulling. You want to stay under here while it's coming, because more oil that drains out, the less far that's the drain stream is gonna go. All right, guys, and once it is down to a trickle there, I just cap it off. Be sitting here for 20 minutes letting that drip. We're gonna tighten that back down. And you wanna get it pretty tight, but not, you don't have to warp it on there. That should be, shoot. Well, I'm gonna need them paper towels now. All right, guys, for whatever reason, this thing is tighter than it normally is, and I can't get it off with my hand, so. And I actually don't have an oil filter wrench, so what I'm gonna use is a screwdriver. All right, y'all, so I poked a hole right here, sort of in the side, and I'm letting some of the oil drain out. All right, now after you get that oil filter undone, which is harder for me than normal, but we got it out. Normally I have the box of the oil filter, the new one, to set this in, but I don't, so I'm gonna have to set it back in the oil for right now. Let that chill there. I'm gonna crawl out from under the car and get the other oil filter and crawl back on here and put it on, and go ahead and get this oil pan out of here too. So I use the AC Delco filter. It's made by GM. I don't know, that's what I go with. But if you are searching for yourself, that filter is PF48E. Here it is. I'm about to crawl under there and throw it on. Guys, I don't know how well this is going to pick up. If you can't see this very good, I apologize. But for reference, the end of my finger right here, here's the drain plug, and right beside it is where the oil filter is going to go. So when you put it on there, on the threads, you don't want to cross thread it. You want to make sure you don't do that. So you can get it on there, you want to start turning it, and when it catches where it'll hold itself, let it dangle. Make sure that if you can spin it like easy like that, then you're good. I'll spin it up till it tightens, and again, I just go hand tight. Alright guys, that's plenty tight enough. So now all we have to do is pull this thing out from under the car, hopefully not spill too much oil, and then fill it up with oil, start it up, and see what we got. All right guys, I'm kind of fighting the sun going down. Next step, we're gonna want to put oil back in the motor as soon as you get your oil filter and your drain plug reinstalled, if you will. The easiest, oh my God. Best to use a funnel. And obviously put the oil cap back on, or the 710 cap, as some people call it. Now all we have to do, I'm gonna run the car for just a minute or so, and then we're gonna recheck the oil. I'm gonna put it in lube mode. If you guys don't know what that is, feel free to follow the link up at the top right hand of the video, hopefully, or somewhere in this area. I'll put it in there, and I kind of explain what lube mode is. If you want to go watch that, the video, if you skip towards the end, it's the number, or it's the 6 tipper secret in that video. So let's go ahead and put the car into lube mode. All right guys, and again, I'm gonna activate lube mode so the car just turns over but does not actually start up. Oil pressure built up. All right, now we can actually fire it up for real. Oil pressure, building. We're just gonna let her idle here for a couple minutes. And since the car shut off, we're gonna get out and check the oil level, make sure it's good. And guys, I'm aware that 99% of you guys probably already know how to change the oil in a car. I just wanna make this video showing exactly how it is on the C6, just in case anybody is looking, or if there is someone just getting into cars, then that is what this video is for. So here is your drain plug right next to your oil cap, and I know that it's really dark, guys. I know it's hard to see, But we're gonna pull it out here and check it. First, before you check it, you're actually going to clear off the oil that was on it so you get a fresh reading. There's nothing that was left over from before. Put it all the way in, pull it out, and we are good. It's right at the fill line. As you can see, the 3 holes there are completely full of oil. So she is full. Of oil and ready to go, guys. All right, guys, thank you for sticking around to the end of the video. If you're new here, again, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We're always making new Corvette content. Again, I know most of you guys already know how to do this, but I did want to make the video just to show somebody, just in case they didn't, or they were wondering for themselves, or if they were too intimidated to do it by themselves and they took it somewhere else to get it done. Which, if you do that, there's nothing wrong with that either. Some people just like putting their own hands on their car and knowing exactly what goes in it, and it's just a peace of mind kind of thing for me, but I prefer to do it myself if I can. And again, it also gives me an opportunity to make some content for you guys. Guys, stay tuned. In the next day or so, I'm gonna be making a what it's like to drive a 511 wheel horsepower Corvette video, and we'll get some wide open throttle pulls and some really cool exhaust notes. So be watching for that in the next video, guys. Other than that, thank you guys for sticking around. I hope each and every one of you has an awesome day. Peace out.